All right, what is up, Chart Nation? What is up, friends? What is up, traders? Hope everything is going well. Just doing my little nightly review. I like to stay sharp and do a review of the greater market, of the news, of Bitcoin, just to see where everything's at. So, we're going to do a little bit of that, take a little look at everything, and we're going to start right off with the altcoins, right? The altcoins saw a decent day, right? Overall, it was a green day. Nothing really big, right? In the altcoin business, you want to see those double digits. That's a nice move, right? And so Bitcoin has been kind of flat. So it isn't a big surprise that the altcoins are kind of flat too. So you can see here, Pole, our old Polygon. And then from there, nothing really. XTZ, Render had a good day. Let's look at the week. So on the week, still looking at the AI tokens doing good. FET, Render, Bonk, right? We might look at these for a nice big pullback. I know this is one of Lev's favorites. Lev loves shorting these shit coins. And I'll tell you something, they're all shit coins. This is why you need to learn how to trade. Gone are the days of you holding onto a shit coin and getting rich. It's not going to happen, but you can accumulate wealth if you know how to trade. Buy support, sell resistance, know what you're doing inside, in the middle, be able to make a plan. And the hardest part about the plan is sticking to the plan. But I'm going to help you with that. So get in the comments, drop a comment, drop a like. Let me know that you're here. What's up, Brian? Hey, I see you. Just let me know if there's anything you want to see, any questions like that. Always, I read all the comments. I respond to all the comments. So feel free to get in the comments section and leave a little something. So altcoins, good on the day, good on the week, and still making up on the month. We do see some heavy hitters on the month. CC, Pepe, Knight, Mix, Render, kind of a mixed bag. I see some AI tokens doing pretty well. Knight, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe we'll take a look at that. But the altcoins doing pretty well. Let's look at the news. Let's see what we got going for the week. So tomorrow's Friday, right? And tomorrow we do have some heavy hitters right before the market. So we have average hourly earnings. Unemployment rates coming back. That's going to be a big one. That's going to come at 7:30 a.m. Non-farm employment change. Housing permits and building permits. That's not really a big move. Not really a big market maker, market mover. So, but I would expect that this is going to happen an hour after the open of New York. So, if you are trading New York live, I would say hold off. Hold off, protect your positions, and expect around 7:30 there's going to be some volatility. Typically, I'm not going to trade before this. I would expect that the market would probably, if it did make a move early in the morning, it's going to be a false move. We all know that Fridays are fade Fridays. So we can expect some big money to be changing out positions, closing out positions for the weekend. We can expect that. One of the big things that I want to check out today is the ES, right? And the ES, I want to look at that on a local time. So I can see here that we are bouncing close to the all-time highs, right? We did make a little bit of a double top, maybe even a little bit of a three drives here. 1, 2, 3, right? We did take some liquidity. We had a nice pullback. I am going to start fresh just to show you kind of how I do things, right? When I see this sideways action like this, I always like to take a fixed range volume and kind of see where we're at. So I'll take it right there where we started to go sideways. Okay. And then I'll probably take this whole big range here and compare it to that. So I'm seeing a little bit of stacked support here on the ES right about here, right about in this area here, because I got the point of control of this little range and the value area high of this upper range. So yeah, a little bit of liquidity there. And this might make for a nice trade here, because what we do have here is we have this low and we have some support beneath that low. That's always a good for a little peekaboo fake out, and then off we go. So I can say here that even the ES is stalled, right? We came up, we made a high, and then we are just creating this little bit of a flag here. This is key. This is where you want to look at your divergences, and you want to get an indication of which way the market's going to go. If you come here and you see that your RSIs are kind of going up, 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 I like to use CVD. I'm not really big on RSI. And the reason why I like to use CVD is because it's cumulative, volume delta. This is a bigger indication because this is the delta, right? This is the aggressive buyers and sellers. This isn't open interest. This is the people who are hitting the market and saying, I want to aggressively buy or sell. I'm taking a long at market. I'm buying at market. So when you see that CVD going up, but you see price going down, right? This is a bearish reaction because the market is doing all this work, but the result is this. So the reason why that's happening is because something is stacking along these highs and it is absorbing, absorbing, absorbing. Some big whale is absorbing these orders on the way up, right? So that's just something good to know. Let's look at the NASDAQ, right? And same thing, right? NASDAQ looking just like the ES, right? Coming up on a level of support. Let's pull a little fixed range volume tool here. Boom, bam. Yeah, right at point of control. And same deal. We lose the point of control. I bet that if we drag this one a little bit lower, let's see if that point of control moved. And that point of control did move. So the NASDAQ is at a decision point, big time decision point, because it's right at the point of control. So coming back here to Bitcoin, we're gonna be looking at this on the Bybit chart. I just love the Bybit chart, super reliable, big exchange, big volume. And Big Daddy Bitcoin has a current situation of this. I'm going to zoom on out here to the daily perspective. Now, as you can see here, we are trading in just this big range, right? We've got this big range. We are inside of the value area low, but we have not come up to test the upper range point of control. Other than that, we are currently trading this little triangle. As you can see here, we're making these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and we do have these equal tops. So typically, a lot of times you're going to either see this breakdown, back test, and drop, and probably take some liquidity down here, or this is a ripe situation where you could see a fake out. Everyone says, oh, that's it. We broke out of the triangle. We hit that resistance there, and then we fake out and come all the way down. That's a big trade that I'll be looking for. And also, I will be looking for the breakout, back test this, back test the top of the triangle, and then break through, and then look for another clearance here. And from there, I'm guessing we go on up here to 114. Where it's going to be a big event, and I doubt that we'll get there tomorrow. Rarely do we break through big resistance on a Friday, but you never know. You never know. So that is my analysis of what Bitcoin is doing. Now, we're going to engage in my little daily practice that I like to do every single day. I like to start on the high time frame. I'm just going to come on out here to the daily, and I'm going to get rid of this. I like to categorize everything. I'm obsessed with categorizing. And we're going to come here. Actually, let's start out on the monthly. Start out on the monthly, and we are looking for monthly support and monthly resistance. So I'm going to bring out here, and I'm going to show my... Okay, so right here, I have the monthly open down here at 85,000. And I do have monthly support, untapped support up here at 114. I'm going to go to the weekly. And I see that we did come up here and we tested the weekly open. So I'm going to remove that level. Other than that, I can see we have weekly and monthly support. This says monthly open. That's not right. Okay, yeah, so that's the monthly open. So the monthly open does have a weekly level right below it. So I'm already seeing good horizontal support. Now I'm going to come here to the daily. I do have a daily level above us. And no new daily levels below us. Actually, I do see a nice daily level below us right here. Unlock. So as you can see here, this level of $87,500 is absolutely just, we've got a weekly level, we've got a daily level, we got the monthly open. That is a pretty fierce level. I mean, I'm really liking that level already. I am going to put a little box on that level, and just so I know that and remember that. I'm going to bring here, this is my little box of interest. I call them my decision boxes. So this isn't telling me anything other than when price gets down here, I'll be looking for a positive reaction to take a trade. What am I going to be looking for here? Well, here's what I'm going to be looking for, and I'm thinking about this logically. When price comes down here, it is going to be leaving. So this is the interesting thing, right? As you can see here, we're making a low. Sorry about that. We're making a low, a higher low, a higher low. And here we also are setting up already for this coming down and making another higher low. Now, that doesn't say that we can't come down here, sweep the liquidity of all these lows, and then quickly get bought back up and then find some support there. But this will be an easy trade to make, because if this comes down, crashes through these levels, all you really got to look for is a peekaboo below this, below the lowest. And then if it quickly gets sucked up, for me, that's an immediate long. I'll take that long all day. I'll be looking to see if this back tests as resistance and continues down. But at that point, I mean, why not take the trade? You've got an invalidation. You've got a reason if you took this level. So I'd be looking for maybe a 10 or 15-minute SFP. And the minute we close back in this mess, that would be an immediate long for me. A reclaim, if you wanted to take this conservatively, you would look for a reclaim of this daily. So price comes on down, sweeps, and then it finds a support level here and really changes that market direction, changes the market structure on one of these levels, right? That's how I would play that trade there. So this is trade number one that I'm already seeing. All right, so we got trade number one. I'm not even going to label this, right? I'm going to go here, click on this file, and I'm going to tell this trade idea one. Okay, so that's it for our high time frame levels. Now we're going to look at our local ranges. And as you can see here, we did come down and backtest the value area low, but we are going to pull this to current price action. And we can see none of these values have changed. The upper range POC is still here, right here at about 96.3, right? There it is there. Big level of resistance up there, 96.3. That's going to be a big level. We don't have any horizontals, no dailies, no nothing up there. All right. And now I'm going to refer over to ATAS. Some of you guys might not be familiar with ATAS, but I'm going to walk you through it. And a lot of these things, and the reason why I wanted to walk you through this is because a lot of these tools we use, and me and Lev, we've traded for years. And we've always used these tools, and we've always paid for all these different sites to give us all this information. And really, as traders and going through all this, we always thought, man, what if we had one thing that told us everything? So we didn't have to click back and forth and do this. And really, this is what the Flow Dynamics Pro does. It combines all these tools that I'm showing you and finds the levels for you. This is why it's such a beautiful thing. This is what we wished we always had, right? But I'm going to walk you through this process just because I always do it. I like to do it by hand. I'm like the guy that's like writing letters instead of texting people, right? Like, hey, why don't you just text me? Okay, so what you're looking at here is daily candles. And we are going to note some daily naked point of controls. So a daily naked point of control, I know you guys probably all know what that is, but for you guys that don't know what that is, these are just the peak volumes that were untested. So my daily naked point of controls, I have one at 91,750. I have another one at 90,675. And then I have 93,800. And I have 88,850. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer these levels over to my chart, come back over to TradingView, and I'm going to bring up my naked points of control. And I can see that we tapped this one today, so I'm going to restructure this one. I'm going to take this one to 93,800. Boom. Right up there. And one thing that I can see off the bat is that naked daily point of control is stacked right on a daily POC, a daily resistance. So now this is also going to be trade idea number 2. I'm going to put a little box right there. I have stacked resistance right there. That's good. Actually, I'm going to bring this back right there. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to get through the rest of these naked points of control. And I can see here 88,850. Got that one. I need to clone this, make a new one. What else we got? We got 91,750, 91,750. Okay, right there. Now, this is a very key level. Now, you can see here, this is where most people strike out. Now, you can see we have a naked daily point of control right underneath what? If I go out here to the low time frame, as you can see, price action went up, right? It went up, it came down, it hit that naked daily point of control, and it left behind a naked daily point of control, right? And now we're kind of ranging. What do we know about a range? A range either likes to SFP the range. Why does it like to SFP a range? Remember, I tell you that price is always looking to do something. So if it's not seeking liquidity, it's generating liquidity. So I can already peek behind the curtain and I can see that price is going sideways because it's not trapped enough people. So I could very much see in the cards here already a situation where we trail sideways, we SFP the top, and then we come down for a bigger drop. Just a little something that I'm thinking could be a thing. I'm not classifying this as a trade yet, but I want to look for some confluence there. Right away, I'm going to anchor a VWAP from the top, and I can see that already I'm finding the confluence of this anchored VWAP and this naked daily point of control. I'm just going to click on my Flow Dynamics Pro. And on this time frame, I'm not seeing anything there yet, but I'm going to come on down to a lower time frame and then look at that. My Flow Dynamics Pro is right there where those 3 levels of confluence are. Isn't that just beautiful? Now, as you can see here, this is only showing this on the 5-minute, right? This is giving me this super scalp entry. But as you can see here, this is actually a higher time frame, maybe a medium time frame trade. But it is showing me, look, and out of all these levels, as you can see here, right, this has the highest score. It's because it already knows that there's these confluences here. We've got the liquidity level of these highs. We've got the anchored VWAP of the all-time high. We've got a naked daily point of control. We've got price that's ranging. So this is already predicting the SFP of this little range and the drop back down. This is just, I just want to walk you through what the magic of this indicator is and the magic of trading is and the magic of hunting down these levels so you can really be a pro. So that is very good. Now I'm going to continue on looking for my naked daily points of control. 90675. I'm going to create that level. I'm going to clone this and I'm going to go 90675. Now I have something interesting here because I have support beneath us, but I have resistance above us. Very interesting to know and to keep track of these things. I'm just going to match up these anchored VWAPs and these rectangles here. Actually, I'm going to pull all these into this and file that. So right here, oh, and look at this, right? So I've got my trade ideas, and let's go to the Flow Dynamics Pro. And the reason why this is a big level here is why we've got a naked daily point of control and we've got a daily point of control. Right here, we've got our anchored VWAP and we've got our naked point of control. These are volume indicators. And when I click on my Flow Dynamics Pro, what do I get? I get those exact same 2 levels. Do you see the power of the Flow Dynamics Pro and how we're doing the work? But the indicator is absolutely just saving us time. So we're going to continue on with this analysis. Wow, I'm really loving this. Lev, you did a beautiful job creating this indicator, man. I mean, it is just amazing, right? I want to see, and as you can see here, all this stacked level here. This is also projecting a level here. I'll bet on a higher time frame, this level is much bigger. I have to figure out my, okay, yeah, so there we go. Look at this. This is saying the peekaboo 80%, right, of the bull string here. And what do we have here? We have our naked daily point of control. We have our liquidity sweep. These are, yeah, this is the beauty of using this indicator. All right, we're going to go back over here to ATAS. And we're going to look at the weekly. So as you can see here, this is the weekly candles. And from this perspective, there is no naked points of control. So it is a pretty range-bound environment. As you can see here, the green is value And the orange, I guess that's orange, is the wicks. So you can see that it's basically been an inside, 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 with now price or value finally building on top of previous week's value, right? So this was the end of the year, and this is the beginning of the year. So for the first week of the beginning of the year, we are building value higher, right? The price is going up, but not only is the price going up, the value is going up. That's very key to understand and know. We're going to go here to the monthly perspective. And we're going to say on the monthly candle, so we do have a monthly naked point of control here at 11,1300. And we do have a monthly naked point of control right underneath us at 87,300. Very good to know. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go back to TradingView, and I'm just going to make sure I have those values here. 87,300, there's my naked monthly point of control. And I also have one up here at 11,300. I'm going to make this thicker just because I want to. All right, so those are our naked points of control. And as you can see here I'm doing the technical analysis, right? But I almost really don't need to. I could just click this Flow Dynamics Pro and boom. It's finding these levels. Just saying. Just saying. All right, so from there, we've checked our range. We know that we are at the value area low, right? We know we found support at the value area low. We know that we are currently trading at the, I'm going to drag this here in the 5-minute. We know that we are currently trading right beneath the point of control of this entire range. And right above that point of control, we do have some resistance. So we're kind of boxed in here with 2 daily point of controls. But I would say that there is more resistance than there is support. There's good support down here at 87,000. There's much more resistance above us, right? We got that point of control, that naked daily point of control, right? And then really, if we kind of maybe even take our fixed range volume profile from the top to the bottom, we can see also we have this value area low. So I'm a big proponent that this is going to do this. I think we're going to wiggle sideways. We might SFP the low, fake everyone out, come up and hit this resistance and then drop. I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to leave this right here. That's what I think is going to happen. But also now we want to go back to ATAS, and we want to look at our order flow. An order flow is going to give us an indication of which way price is going to go next. How's it going to do that, Brian? Well, we're going to do this. Right here is our CVD. This is our open interest, and this is our price action. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for divergences. So we're simply going to look at price, and we're going to say high, and then we have what is the high. Then we have a low, and then we also have a low here. Now, locally, we want to say we have a low, and we have a low, and then we have a higher low and a higher low. But the thing about it is that super locally right here, we can see that CVD is going high, higher high, higher high, higher high. And here, price is not reflecting that. As you can see here, the CVD is going up, but price isn't going up. Now, that is a bearish divergence locally because price is doing all this work, but it's not seeing the result of that in the price. So there's people buying, but there's not people longing. Because as you can see here, as we're going down or sideways, the open interest is leaving the market. As the open interest is leaving the market, but people are buying, we can say that longs are either closing out, forcing the market down. And I can see here that this is an open interest increase with 5 million in longs. I also have an open interest increase with 283 in shorts. So some shorts are opening here. And we also have our weekly VWAP here. What am I saying in a nutshell? That this is bearish price action. We're going to go here and look at the TPO. And I can't look at the TPO because I have to click on all this stuff. So that's that. So Let's tie it all together. Brian, come on, lead me in, baby. Tie it all together. So what are we going to do here? We're going to take our biggest tools of Confluence and we are going to make a trading plan. We're going to see here, we say that we locally, we have bearish divergences in a downtrend. This pump up, nobody got too excited about that. And we have the range point of control. We have the value area low. We have the anchored VWAP. And then we have the naked daily point of control. So what do I think is going to happen? I think that we're going to come on up here. We're going to tap this, and then we're going to come back down to 87,000. And that's what I think. I am prepared that if we break through that 87,000 and we find support on this anchored VWAP, I definitely think we're going to come on up here to 93.8. So this is my two trades that I'll be looking for. If I get an entry trigger, if tomorrow at New York session, we see a nice pump, right? I'll be looking for the rejection here. I don't have an invalidation yet, so I'll just be looking for the rejection, and my reference point is going to be this anchored VWAP. I want to see price SFP through this anchored VWAP. I want to see it come up, try to get above, but close a 5-minute candle below, giving me a stop loss. I am not going to take this trade until it lets me know where I'm wrong, because I think, and my analysis is that we're going to come up and then we're going to take that liquidity, or we're going to test this resistance, all these layers of resistance, and then we're going to come down. So you can play this a couple different ways. You can do it like this. You could say, I got my Flow Dynamics Pro. I got my level on it. And look at the Flow Dynamics Pro. It's almost perfect with that. You could say when price comes on up here, if it closes a 5-minute candle below and maybe even does a 5-minute market structure change and takes a low, you have everything you need for the short. Boom. Stop loss. Right? This is not, we don't know what the stop loss is yet because it hasn't given us the wick. And then from there, I'd say that I'm shooting for the greater trade down here to 87,000. Now, we have to be aware that another thing could happen. What could happen is price could dip, get enough people to get trapped, and maybe flip this anchored VWAP or the Flow Dynamics Pro. And you'll know that because you'll come up, and instead of changing that market structure down, you will continue that market structure breaking to the upside. So that would be easy too, because once you break through all that support, it should act as resistance. This is not a trade that I would like to take. I would probably take this trade on an SFP of the low. And then if it SFPs the low, it closes above this naked daily point of control, I'd get in the long. But I would just expect that to fail, right? I'd probably move my stop loss right to entry right after I got in that trade. And then if it turned around, I'm really looking for the short. And then if I got the short, I get my invalidation. And then that's the big trade. Actually, that is the short there. I want to bring you the long. So here's the long. The long is the flip of that resistance. The risk to reward would be right underneath the support. And then ride that up to this naked daily point of control and take profit there. That's what it is. I'm calling it, and I'll probably be replaying this for you and showing you how I was right. Anyways, guys, Flow Dynamics Pro, I'm just in love with it. We're probably going to do a tutorial on it this weekend. Until then, I got to go. I got to get to bed and eat some chicken. I'll see you guys later. Get in the comments. Hit me up if you have any questions. Peace.